And in this country, you say you have to pay $1. What's the first question that a taxpayer is going to ask? What's in it for me? Right? Why do I have to pay? What do I get out? We are a very individualistic community, society as a whole. It has its advantages. The disadvantage is that, hey, anytime you want to raise taxes and you want to do a change of public policy, why me? Why am I paying for this? Why doesn't that person get it? Why do I get it? So you're going from policy to payment, you have to know all those things and you have to be very cognizant and you have to be careful. These are some examples that I personally have been involved with. This is the downtown Lancaster that we did some good street diet there. This is back east. Look at the, have you guys been on the 2nd Street, what the Long Beach has done, and then the Ocean Boulevard? Ocean Boulevard, Long Beach has come up with something about this even more restricted, right? And they've done a couplet. And on the 2nd Street, they have done the green pavement and all that. So we are changing. This is back east, this is not California. But look at this street and compare it to the streets that you see around Southern California. Would anyone in Southern California feel comfortable living like this, with a kid in helmet in front of the cars and having a two-way bike lane and all that? But we have to rethink our streets. If we cannot rethink and redesign our communities, our streets, we cannot sustain our transportation system the way we have been doing it. One of the things also that the pricing, when we were discussing the SB 375 implementation, the issue of pricing when it comes in is that there are a lot of flexible travel in the PNP. A lot of these trips don't need to be made. People are making them wide. Nobody needs to go visit their sister at 4:30 in the afternoon, except if she's sick or fallen, broken her leg or something, right? Why do we go visit our family at 4:30? Why? Because it's free. Because it doesn't cost us. But if I have to pay 12 cents, versus if I go at 7:30 and it's free, I'll probably go at 7:30. Even for 12 cents, I'll probably change my behavior, right? So there's a lot of flexibility in the system that is part of our sustainability. Pricing and congestion pricing and demand management can address. That was one of the things that we're also working on in the area. In a nutshell, what we are doing with when it comes to our streets is that I have no idea what this thing is in the PowerPoint and how to get rid of it.
You just click on it and you can erase it.
Yeah, I put these things. Okay, I'm not lazy, I'm a procrastinator, so I wait until very late and I put stuff in there. So I put these slides and I didn't give it to my staff, who's very good in PowerPoint, and she would have cleaned it up. And the poor lady, she actually came to me and said, I mean, do you want me to clean up your stuff? Because I asked her to do some research, I'm going to get to the part that she researched for me. She said, do you want me to clean up your PowerPoint? I said, no, it's okay. And she would have cut this and she would have cleaned it. My apologies. This is sloppy work, and there's no excuse for sloppy work. I apologize. I should have cleaned this. A paradigm shift in the street thinking. The paradigm shift is that you don't do the cycle. Remember the cycle? What was the cycle I showed you? I wish we had another board. Go ahead.
Build the road.
Build the road.
Land use, and then more people come.
Perfect.
More accessible than not too.
Perfect. The paradigm, the old paradigm, was build the road, make the land accessible. Then the private sector is going to decide whatever crap they want to put there. Okay. The new paradigm is that establish a land use context. What do you want to do in that area? What kind of community do you want? Design your transportation system around the community, not the other way. Don't just build lands and then sell these huge parcels and let the developers do whatever the heck they want. And then assign the street typologies, desired modes, what you want in modes, and plan for desired street features. And this is going to be a very, very long ordeal. It's a long process, but we are doing it here and there. You know, just the things, good things are happening. I'm not discouraged. I have every reason to be encouraged. That you can see that these are Portland, San Francisco. This is what we call chicane, which are the curb extensions that make it more difficult. They have to slow down, traffic circles, curb extensions, and raised crosswalks for people to be safer to cross the street. It's a platform which serves both as what we call the speed bed, which slows down the vehicle as they go over it, and also gives more visibility to the pedestrian, make it safer for him. And these are some other examples. These are more fancy. If you do stuff like this on your street, the street becomes more welcoming. Now you don't get the feel that, hey, this is the place for cars to move, but this is the place for people to move. And we do a lot of stuff to make it easier for people to move. These are challenges. I'm going to let you read that yourself. Okay, those of you, I'm saying that to manage my time more effectively, those of you who are interested to know more about this, know about a complete street, there's a conference coming up, actually on April 24th. APWA does the complete street and technology. I put this in case those of you who are like hardcore and say, wow, this is my passion, I want to really get into the field of sustainability. By the way, if you're looking for a market, this is the market. This is the market in the future. Like, for example, in nursing, you say, like, the old folks care is going to be the market in nursing in the future. What do they call it? Geriatric or something? You say geriatric is the market in the healthcare for the future because we are baby boomers are getting old and all that. Those of you who want good jobs, sustainability is any part of sustainability. It's a developing market. So look into it, learn about it, and try to learn part of it and become an expert. There's a conference coming up on April 24th. Those of you who are interested, it's in Carson Community Center. They have money, but if you have a student ID, they don't charge you. They let the student in for free. If the time allows you, go there. There's another thing on the street when it comes to the street, the sustainability in pavement material. Actually, asphalt is the #1 used material in the world because it's very easy to use, and I'm not going to go through the numbers, but what we are changing. It's not only reusable, but it is a good medium. The asphalt pavement is a good medium to recycle other materials, such as the chrome rubber, the steel slag, glass, because you can incorporate all those stuff, which are the industrial waste byproducts of other processes. Actually, the pavement can be used for that. One thing we are changing with sustainability when it comes to pavement material in transportation is rethinking our design. The pavements fail because of what we call fatigue cracking, which means that the load of a car on that starts creating fatigue and cracks, and pavement fails, and you have to change it. And obviously, the higher the amount of the strain that we cause on the pavement, the shorter the fatigue life, the sooner you have to change. And I'm not going to get into the economy of this, but I'd like to give you an idea. If we maintain pavements well, in every 7 years, it's going to cost us about 15 cents a square foot. If you let it slack, after 10, 12 years, guess how much that 15 cents a square foot is going to become after 14 years? Yes, $6. That's why a lot of streets are also having maintenance problems, because we have a lot of deferred maintenance, we don't have enough money and all that. That's a different story. That's part of sustainability we have to address. So what has happened is that we have come up with what we call perpetual road versus the old ASHTO design. Without getting into the nuances, technical nuances of the pavement design, remember the interstate I told you? Very quickly we had to build 43,000 miles of highways. And we had no clue what's the best way to do this. Okay? So ASHTO stands for American Association of State Highways and Transportation Officials. ASHTO in those days, they didn't have the T, they had just the ASHTO. But now it's ASHTO. Those days they came and they built these fields, huge fields in the Midwest. And they did different thicknesses of pavement, different material and different thicknesses. And they hired these veterans coming from World War II, and they gave them different types of vehicles, different loadings, light vehicle, loaded trucks, different loadings and all that. And they put these soldiers, the old soldiers, they put them in the vehicles, and they would go around these tracks 24 hours a day. And then every day they would go and measure, look at the catch, look at the deflection and all that. And they came up with a methodology. And these people, can you imagine just driving? That was your job. You would drive for like 8 hours, then you would get off, the other guy would sit, you would go over to sleep, you would come back and then drive. And that was the job for like 6 months. But hey, our veterans come.
Whenever you find a good place, to break it,
Yeah.
we usually give about 5 to 10
Okay,
minutes break.
let me-
Wherever you think
Okay,
it's the right
I'll
place.
break right here.
Okay.
We'll go to